All right. We've been seeing a lot of examples of virtual try on, and you have a lot of experience in the field. I'd like to ask you, why don't we see in day to day life more utilization, more use cases of virtual try on?
Yeah, I think it's a great way to start conversation today. I'm a strong believer of the virtual try-on technology, and how I see this is we've been shopping in retail stores, and as internet came to our lives, the e-commerce started the shift, and it took years for adaptation. And we see that change, people starting ordering online. It started easier with books and stuff like that, that you don't need to try it, you don't need to touch. In today's world, you can pretty much order anything online, even buy cars now. If we just go back 10 years, we see that adaptation from using a big computer in front of us to order something. And at one point, phones came out, there was apps to order items, and that took adaptation too. What I'm trying to say here is there was a technology to buy, but the shift from web buying to mobile buying was not the same experience. Now our phones are pretty capable, and we saw that change in the last 10 years. I see a similar path for virtual try-ons. I think the technology has been there, it's evolving, it is getting better, and the brands are understanding the concept of how they provide this technology, and we'll see more and more brands getting into this.
Do you see that it's already has passed a certain degree compared to other technologies?
Compared to the last couple of years, right now I can track my wrist, I can try on some makeup items, I can put on sunglasses, I can put a virtual head, and the technology is there now. When you create beautiful content to place it over your face or your wrist or your feet, it's a great experience. When I open my phone, hold it to my feet, I see the shoe that I want to buy. I see the color combination of it. I think it helps me to make a better purchasing decision.
I've been also surprised with the numbers when I saw that it can increase the online sales about 26% while decreasing the order return rate about 40%. To me, it's like a valid reason of the numbers back data of this technology, which is really exciting. Also, there's one analysis of Google. It increases the product engagement about 50% too.
I think brands need to explore more here. When e-commerce started, there was like 3 photos taken in a studio uploaded, and a new company comes with 8 professional photos of that same product. We saw the drastic change of the sales. And once a couple of brands are fully invested in this, offer this for most of their products, I don't see going back in this. Once it hits to a certain point, the customers will expect this. As they see a photo of a product, they just want to see it on their wrists or on their faces as well.
There's an aspect of sustainability of this as well that is going to have a good potential outcome. But I'm curious about how would you define it in your own words?
Most of the brands are working with local vendors. They manufacture textile, they create yearly collections, and they've been sending these designs to the buying departments for bigger brands, right? So what has been happening in the last 50 years, the manufacturing company produces the product's new collection, ship it, someone in the buying department unpacks it, put on a mannequin, and they all decide out of those 100 products, maybe they choose 10 of them, and they give feedback, and those 10 remanufactured and resend it, and we have that cycle. Now, what I believe, integrating 3D modeling and design services into the production, the buying departments and the manufacturing company can merge on this one platform, and they can manage the communication over there. What I mean by that is the designs are created in 3D with the details of the fabric, even like if it's 90% cotton, 10% polyester, you can give these features to the product, and on the actual design, the purchasing department can choose the 10 designs they like, and then they can give feedback, and producer company can just manufacture those 10 items. So when we think about this, we're really reducing the carbon footprint on production side and full design process lifecycle.
And saving time as well. It's really interesting. 90% of it could be saved actually, which is already really impressive. And the sustainability part of it, the time saved in these processes will be really exciting. All right, great points. So this is the B2B side of things. And I know that there's some equally interesting stuff on the B2C side as well. And I'm curious to hear it from you. How do you think it connects to sustainability?
So the virtual try-on technology today really helps clients to make better purchasing decisions and boost sales in a way. When I make a better decision, I'm unlikely to return the product. And I think virtual try-on technology will cover part of that with the technology as of today. So if I'm buying sunglasses, I can choose better. I really see the best fit for my face. As I make better purchasing decisions, it connects to the return rates as well. What I mean by that is the technology today helps me to make a decision on the design, but we cannot help the client for the fitting part, right? And as technology evolves, I'm sure the camera will understand like how big is your feet, how thick is your wrist, and then will offer the right size product to you as well. The technology is not there yet, and I'm sure it will catch up with the sizing part. And I think we can see and compare this from retail store sales to e-commerce sales. There's a huge gap between the retail and the e-commerce sales return rates. Virtual try-on technology will help decreasing the e-commerce return rates to the retail store return rates.
I saw a number on this. It says 40% lower order return rates with AR-backed products. I mean, when it comes to the sustainability part of it and how much cost can be saved, because most of those goods that are returned cannot be resold, and the logistics part of it too.
And the carbon footprint.
Since it's already really useful, the future of it will be even more interesting. And now we will have more of the visual immersive experiences as the hardware is improving as well, with the VR glasses and all these interesting stuff. How do you see the future of this connecting together?
The immersive experiences are growing, and VR headsets, AR headsets, and mixed reality headsets, they're coming into our lives. I know some of them are really bulky, but as technology evolves, those will get smaller, and many of the people will start using it in their daily lives. And as we see the adaptation from websites to phones, now these headsets will be part of our lives. And when you think about it, holding my phone to my feet is not a behavior that I used to have, but it is evolving, right? This phone on my palm is helping me do a bunch of things. And now we see these videos where people wearing these headsets playing around using their fingers. Maybe there'll be more like voice controlled and gesture controlled items. But I think the technology will work same in terms of virtual try-ons, right? I'll just look at my feet and I will be able to choose the items from my headset, directly seeing my feet with that new shoe I'm going to plan to buy. Or I can just go directly in front of a mirror, choose design my outfit, and just make the purchase, really seeing what I'm buying. I think what we're building today will be part of that future too. It's not like we need to develop something new. This is the future that we're building today, will be used within these platforms as well.
And the part of it that is on experience that can be provided with these really immersive technology can integrate with marketing activities, purchasing processes for B2C clients as well, when they are using these. As you were saying, many brands are having seasonal collections they are publishing, and these can be one of the ways to also create a very special experience for the upcoming summer collections.
That's a great point. I'm wearing this headset. I'm looking at myself through a mirror. I see myself trying the new clothing on. But if it's the new summer season and if the brand has a messaging, I can just transform all my surroundings into that scene. The brand can create that experience that I want to feel. That can be my surrounding and that can be my feeling. And since it's like really immersive, I can feel what they want to give me from first person view. And I see myself trying that. I think that's like the ultimate goal. If we can achieve this from technological point of view and if we can connect it with the right content.
Just as you were saying, medium is the message. And there's no limits really. Like you can probably have Michael Jordan giving you the Jordan shoes of Nike in an experience that's immersive in the VR. In even today's environment is useful, and near future will be even more useful. And what I'm curious about is what will we see in a dystopian future, which is going to be a reality of our lives.
Yeah, I think we start seeing these dystopian futures in platforms like Fortnite, and people really gather for an event over there, and brands or like bands are creating amazing immersive experiences using these unexisting worlds, right? With representation of their characters in the scene, and they can just experience the full thing in that area. These headsets looking chunky today will be in the size of a regular glasses, or maybe in the future we'll be wearing lenses that immerse our surroundings, right? And I can just go out, and when I'm buying this shoe, if I set my settings to those shoes are on fire, anyone sees me within this environment will see me with these burning amazing sneakers that I have, right? NFTs were really big a couple of years ago. I think there was a huge hype. I still strongly believe the future of NFTs, and this will really, like, digital goods will connect to those NFTs. And when we really start using them in our daily lives, I think there will be a really value attached to them, right? Once we start using them, brands will go back to the digital goods like part of our lives. I think that will be a pretty good point.
It kind of sounds to me like we already have been experiencing it in games. People are investing in games and they get what they have invested in them, and they have some special items and stuff like that.
Yeah, they want to show those items, right? I play a lot of FIFA. The worlds are not connected, right? So if I have the best player in FIFA, it's valuable for me, but I cannot take that achievement into my actual world or my digital world, and I cannot just present it somewhere. So I think connecting that experience where you have a digital good in your game, and if you can just take that out, make it part of your digital life, I think there's a pretty big future over there.
Definitely. Well, I'm really excited to see the future.